Moodle 2 in a minute or two, creating and importing GIFT format questions. You may wish to use GIFT format because it can be a simpler and faster way to create questions than using Moodle's built-in question editor. We'll look at true-false, multiple choice, matching, essay, and fill-in-the-blank questions. There are other types of questions, primarily numerical, that we will not include in this tutorial. GIFT question should be created in a text file with no space before the first question and a single blank line between each question. The simplest way to do this in Windows is to use the Notepad program. You can type 2 / characters followed by a note or comment. This is purely for your information in the text file. It is not imported into Moodle. If you wish to give a question a name, you can do so by including the name between two sets of colons. This may help in sorting questions inside the question bank. After the title, if you use it, you can type the question. For a true-false question, you can indicate the correct answer by typing a curly bracket and putting in an F for false or T for true. The title and comments are optional, so the simplest form of a true-false question would be the question itself, followed by the curly brackets with the correct answer indicated inside the brackets. For a multiple choice question, type the question text and then inside the curly brackets put an equal sign for the correct answer, followed by the correct answer, and then a tilde, which is up on the top row of most keyboards, to precede any incorrect answers. You can also include a pound sign after correct or incorrect answers to include additional comment or feedback. For matching questions, type the question, and within the brackets type an equal sign and a prompt, followed by a hyphen and greater than symbol with the correct match. You can include any number of pairs in your question and end it with a closing curly bracket. Essay questions consist of the question itself, followed by empty curly brackets. Essay questions have to be graded by the instructor. For fill-in-the-blank questions, type the question and within the brackets include an equal sign followed by a correct answer. You can have multiple acceptable answers in a fill-in-the-blank question. Remember that your text file must be a true text file. If you create it using a regular word processor, it may not always produce the correct type of file, and you may have trouble when you try to import into Moodle. To import your questions into Moodle, navigate to the course site, and from the settings menu, under Question Bank, click Import. From the file format choices, select GIFT format. If you have created question bank categories, you can assign the questions to a category by selecting it from the drop-down menu. Next, click Choose a File. This will open the file picker. If the file is already online in a private file or server file area, you may select it from there. If it's on your computer, click Choose File. Navigate to the file location, highlight it, and click Open. The file name will appear next to the Choose File button. You can rename it by typing something into the Save As box. Click Upload this file. You'll be returned to the preceding screen. Click Import. If the import was successful, you'll see the question text for each of your questions. Click Continue. You'll be taken to the question bank. If you're working with categories, you can select a category to view from the drop-down list. You can also put a check mark to display question text. which may make it easier to identify individual questions. To preview a question, click on the magnifying glass icon. This will open a preview window where you can test to make sure that the question works as you expect it to. Once you've created a quiz and are ready to add questions, you can access the question bank contents by clicking the Show link. You can select a particular category of questions to view and put check marks in the box next to any question you want to add to the quiz, and then click Add to Quiz. Using GIFT format to import questions is not a painless process, but it may work better for you than the default method in Moodle to create questions. If you have any questions about this tutorial or any other aspect of using Moodle, please contact your designated Moodle support person or moodle@alb.edu.